Hey everybody, it's Sabrina, and this is another episode of SMS News Channel, and I'll be here once a week. Here's the thing: the situation with Cardi B and Samaya. If you were offended, God bless you. Sorry that you got offended. But those that are just, what it is to just rage bait, just so you can get attention. Let's not make a mountain out of a molehill, okay? If she was making a joke and you got offended, you have every right to say what you want to say. However, let's stop the shenanigans, okay? I've been a plus size girl my whole entire life. I didn't get offended, but that's my opinion, okay? So, her mother got on there and was basically saying don't let somebody dim her light, but I don't see how a woman could dim her light when she has plus size wear. The definition of fat shaming is literally when somebody's humiliating and doing things that is mocking and doing stuff to them. Now, was talking about no Chick-fil-A for you mocking? It's up to you. When I saw it, I didn't see nothing mocking anybody. She didn't name no names or say anything else. Fat phobia is when you're humiliating and discriminating against somebody just because of their fatness or thickness or curvaceousness, however you want to say it. She's got wear just like Lizzo had wear, for thick girls. There's been people shaming us for years. There's really no reason to get upset over one person and you still keep allowing other people to get away with it. If you're going to be mad at Cardi, you should be mad at comedians that make fun of folks as well. It doesn't make sense to keep trying to force a conversation about something. Okay, here's the thing. And those who grew up, answer this question. For those who watched America's Next Top Model, answer this question. Tyra Banks said some stuff that was extremely painful. Now, let me ask you this. If there was a thick girl on her panel, did she not shame them herself? So why is it when Cardi says something or any woman says something, then we're not protecting the community? We're saying this. I'm not saying that what she said was right. I'm not saying anything that she said is right. But I'm saying you look at how she looks at herself. It takes maturity. If you see a person that's changing themselves and they don't like themselves, that's a them problem. So if they're saying something about you, why does that matter? I've been 200 and something pounds my whole entire life. Up from like 18 up until like my earliest 20s. I'm doing the best I can to lose weight. Sometimes my medicine makes it bad, but I've been called all types of things than the child of God. I've been called Lizzo, and Lizzo's not ugly. She's actually really beautiful. I've been called almost everything that's disrespectful, but when one person makes a joke, you guys are so quick to yell at them, but you'll sit there and let Chris and all these other male artists say whatever they want to say about folk, and they don't even like big girls themselves. They have huge fans that love them, and he won't even embrace them like that. He might, but he don't like them like that. You know what I'm saying? And then, we live in a society where they still don't make clothes that actually fit our bodies correctly. And it's 2025. There's no excuse. Now, you can get stuff on Shein, but I'm saying actually fit our bodies the right way. You shouldn't have to wear shapewear to fit it. You shouldn't have to wear all these adjustments to fit it. That's what needs to be talked about. Not about some girl that's a content creator that feels like she's justified by saying, oh, you gotta read this and, educate yourself on fat phobia and stuff like that. Know what the word fat phobia is first before you try to tell anybody. If she was discriminating against fat people, she wouldn't have a line. If she said she's not apologizing, then you take it upon yourself to move forward and go with the group of people that like you. Her mother had every right to say whatever she wanted to say, but I don't think the girl would. I don't think Cardi was dimming her light. She was just saying she wasn't going to apologize. There's people in this world that will do stuff and justify their wrongs and don't apologize. So what do you do about it? You keep moving forward. Y'all stayed. I mean, I'm just telling you the stupid stuff that y'all allow and then you cherry pick. Like when Erica from Love and Hip Hop said stuff, or not even Love and Hip, yes, Love and Hip Hop. When she was in Love and Hip Hop and she was saying stuff about black people, none of y'all said nothing about that. And she is black herself, but nobody said nothing about that. When she was calling folks monkeys and roaches and all that type of stuff, none of y'all said anything about that. There was another situation, another instance where another Love and Hip Hop and a Basketball Wives said some stuff. Nobody said anything about that. You got one comedian that was making fun of the fact that there was cat suits in a size 6X. Nobody said anything about that. So what I'm saying is we can't sit here and cherry pick what's fat shaming and what's fat phobia. It's either all or it's nothing. If you're gonna, I mean, there's some stuff that we really need to be honest with ourselves. I've been big my whole entire life. I'm gonna be honest. There's certain things that I think we should not be wearing. If you want to wear it, God bless you. But personally, I don't think it's becoming. You know what I'm saying? And that's my opinion. Whether you agree with it or not, that's on you. But it was just irritating because I got people in my comments. I had 63 comments talking about how can you sit there and be okay with fat shaming. I am not okay with fat shaming. If anything, I know firsthand what it feels like to be called fat all the time. I mean, I was made fun of about my weight all the time. But what I'm not going to do is sit there and get bent up out of shape for a woman who got plastic surgery because she don't like who she is. Say what you want. I don't care. But if you have to change yourself to fit in the industry, she got a problem with herself. You, Shamira, should have known that by looking at her and saying, you know what, this is some books and then that's it. Keep it alone. You kept making unnecessary videos just to keep making videos. She wasn't going to apologize. She wasn't going to address you. So why keep trying to, oh, this is what you need to educate yourself. She's not interested in educating herself. So that's when you just take yourself, move on to people that will accept you. Don't purchase none of her merch then, and then keep it moving. Some people are so pressed to find a story on this app, it's ridiculous because they need stories. Some people really don't be saying stuff, but we like to stretch the truth. And hate me if you want to hate me, but I know real fat shaming and fat phobia when I see it. You guys would have never survived the 90s, 70s, or the 80s if you guys dealt with the real fat shaming of those times. You wouldn't even survive. So really, instead of cherry picking and choosing who, you need to ask yourself this. Does that person really like themselves? Am I going to take offense to that? Why? And if you're that secure in yourself, you should not care about what somebody thinks about your size. Because look at it like this. You can always lose weight. They can't change their character because they're crazy. And you know, another person that was on TikTok basically said, I get being empowered about your body and loving yourself. And I think in some cases, I don't know if I agree with this, but she said, basically, some people feel like being fat is their identity. That's all they want to do, and that they need to be, you know, praised for that, and, you know, some other stuff. But I don't think it's really to that point. You see what I'm saying? So, do I think she needs to be, you know, fussed at just because she made a statement? Probably not. But at the same point, in the same token, I think it's better if people are just willing to say, you know what, I'm not going to let somebody that don't like themselves talk to me about my body. We are so, you know, it's no different with it when it came down to folks being racist. Any and everything, you know, is always being stated. Anything and everything about colorism. Like, I'm just saying, like, Instagram and TikTok, y'all are so pressed on trying to make people have arguments about stuff that's not relevant. Meanwhile, gas is like $7. Meanwhile, groceries is out the wazoo. Meanwhile, unemployment is ridiculous. But you guys want to waste people's time over a comment between Cardi B and a content creator. Y'all got to do better. You got to do better, because if we keep thinking that this is what life is like, these younger kids that are coming up around us are not going to take life serious. Life is more, and there's more to life than social media. There's more things to life than what's trending. Life is going to require you to pay bills. You see what I'm saying? Life is going to require you to take life serious. And if you're not willing to take life serious, then that's on you. You know, I get frustrated with folk who just say anything and everything that's on their mind. And then they come in the comment section trying to yell at you about something that you didn't do right. When I tell you, if you had to saw my account, you would have thought I did something illegal. You know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Thank God we got mail now. Let me see. I don't really. Let me see. But yeah, life is gonna have moments where you're not gonna agree with everything. Life is gonna, sometimes bite you in the butt and you're not gonna like it. And I'm not saying this to bash Cardi or Samaya. I'm just saying, at some point we need to talk about better topics than just stuff like that. That really wasn't necessary to keep talking about it over and over. You can have your opinion, but if y'all ain't fat, don't say nothing. Seriously, don't say absolutely anything. Please don't, because you don't know what it feels like to have people make fun of you all your life. And I'm talking about real comments. I'm talking about calling you fatso, or calling you mound, or calling you, 2 pounds of 2 tons of fun. If you ain't never been called some extreme stuff that made fun of you, that made you feel like you were worthless, I need you to step out of the chat, because those of y'all are just jumping in just so you can feel important, and it's really somebody else's life that's being affected. That's all we're saying. So those that think it's okay to fat shame people, you need some help. Those who just want to use this topic just to make themselves important, you need help as well. And honestly, shame on TikTok and Instagram for allowing people to say stuff like that, and even letting it hit the airways, because it wasn't really that necessary. But y'all have a good day. And this has been the news channel, and I'll be back with more. Thank you.